Andrew's Automotive Archaeology. Tote number 37 from Phillipson Ford in Argyle, Wisconsin. Once again, I've just pulled one off the top of the pile, and I'm gonna start throwing stuff out here. I get a lot of this stuff, brake parts, D7, so late 90s, mid-late 90s, brake shoes for drum brakes. Same, there's two sets, the same stuff. This might be, I think that's all that's in here. Off to the side. Generally brake shoes, I'll look them up, but generally brake shoes are just not really worth bothering with. I tend to wholesale these out. In some cases, put them up as a auction. Put 8 sets or whatever up as an auction, or alternately save them. What I've done in the past is I'll save them and put them on a pallet, and just when I fill the pallet up, I'll just sell the pallet. That's a good way to get rid of them. You don't get much for them, and they're hard to sell. This might sell. These are for a 68, probably 68 to 70 maybe truck. I'd have to look it up to be sure. These are for the 500 to 850, 68 to 70, yeah. So these are for the big trucks. This is just one. It's not, I should say these, but this is just one brake shoe. So I can tell you unequivocally that will hang around forever. Be very, very hard to sell. It'll either end up as a paperweight somewhere or just in the garbage. The big truck stuff. Big trucks are cool, but the parts are hard to sell. There's a market out there for them. There's people that like them, but it's a thing. It's hard to. Cab overs or whatever, the big trucks, the F8, F700s, F800s, 850s, whatever, those big ones, they're just, you got to have a special place to store them. You're not putting them in your garage. They require a lot to restore. And it's just, it just takes a certain kind of person with a certain kind of interest to do that. It's not like a car. These are for an 85 truck. I'll look these up. It says they contain asbestos. Isn't that wonderful? Yeah, so they're probably not worth even trying to sell because of that. 72 pickup. Looks like this is just brake parts in here. Here's the last one that's in here. 85 brake shoes, half a set. I'll just look these up individually, but more than likely what I'll end up doing, if it's not a complete set, if it's not a full axle set, it's not worth anything. If it's a complete axle set, I might be able to get something for it depending on what it is. But there's so much of it out there from so many different sources that the stuff is really, really hard to sell. So, as much as I hate to say it, I may end up just keeping the boxes and throwing the rest in the garbage. Because even trying to sell these as a lot is really almost a no-go, just because it's not, stuff really isn't sellable. There's no market for it, and it's, if I were one of these places that had the warehouse space to hang on to it, and I could specialize in this sort of thing, and now I can't figure out how I got these in here in the first place. There You know, if I had a warehouse or something to store this stuff, that would be a different story. And you know, I had other parts for this stuff, sort of thing. But I'm just, you know, I'm basically a liquidator, so I don't have the storage space for this stuff. So if it's not going to sell quickly, I'm going to figure out a way to get rid of it, so I don't have it hanging around. And that's really kind of the bottom line. And that is the end of this tote. And once again, thanks for watching.